Hey everybody, today we're going to show you how to complete the Old-Rattle Drum Quest here in Chapter 2 of Black Myth Wukong, so let's jump into it. So the first thing we need to do is get the Old-Rattle Drum, and to do that we're going to make our way over to the Windrest Hamlet Shrine in the Yellow Wind Formation. And once you make your way over here, we're going to cross the bridge that's right over here. You're going to run into several enemies, however you can just run by them, you don't actually need to stop and fight them. And all we're going to do is make our way to another bridge. So as you follow this path down, you're going to see another bridge with a lot of sand that's blowing around. And there's going to be an enemy that's standing on this bridge. And that enemy is going to have the drum. Now, you're not going to see him pop up in my game because I've already taken him out, unfortunately. But he's going to be standing right here. And once you beat him, he will reward you with the Old-Rattle Drum. You can check your inventory once you're done. And this is what it's going to look like. The next thing we need to do is take the drum to a couple different locations. The first one being the Windseal Gate Shrine in the Yellow Wind Formation. From this shrine, we're going to turn to the left and we're going to follow this pathway all the way up the hill that's here in front of us. And essentially, this is going to lead us to a giant bridge. So as you make your way to the top, you can take a right, continue to work your way up the side of the mountain. And then right here in front of us is where you're going to find the bridge that goes across. Now, you will run into a couple enemies. But when you get to the other side, we're immediately going to take a left and go right over here into this little area where your screen will turn black and white and you'll get the ability to use. And what that's going to do is use the drum, and you're going to get a little bit of dialogue as well as have a bunch of enemies spawn in. All you need to do is finish taking out the enemies in this area, and then we can move on to the next location. For our second location, we're going to make our way back over to the Windrest Hamlet Shrine. And this time, instead of going down towards the bridge, we're going to turn around and go backwards. We're going to follow this path back down the hill from where we came from. And as we go down the hill here, you're going to see a little opening doorway in front of us. We're going to go through that doorway. And then once we're through, we're immediately going to take a left and go right over here into this little cubby. And you'll see that we again have the screen turn black and white and have the ability to use the drum. So go ahead and use the drum for the second time. This is going to awaken all little zombies in this area. All you need to do is listen to the rest of this dialogue, defeat the enemies in this area, and then we can move on to our third and final location. For our final location, we're going to make our way over to the village entrance shrine in the Sandgate Village. And from the shrine, we're going to turn around and go towards the building in front of us. Now, you can see that the doors are already open for me because I've already been in this area. However, if these doors are not open, you haven't been back there yet, what you can do is come over here to the right, and we're essentially going to go around the back right side and sneak our way in. So you can come through this little wall or this little section over here where the wall is. If you go all the way around to the back right, you can see right over here in this little corner, we're going to sneak our way through, and there's going to be a spot that you can go through right here. I believe there's a couple fence posts that you can just knock down with your staff. But once you do, you can make your way inside. Just another way to get in here. But once you're here, what you're going to do is come all the way over here to this little section. And this is going to be the third spot where you can use the drum. So as soon as you enter, you'll see the black and white screen. It'll tell you to use. You can go ahead and use the drum for the third and final time. And this time what's going to happen is it's going to start a cutscene where a little kid spawns in. And then it's going to show the little kid jump in the well that's right here in front of us. This kid will jump in the well, pretty much signifying to follow him. And then once the cutscene is over, we can then walk up to the well and we'll be given the option to jump in. Now be prepared when you jump in here. This is going to lead to a boss fight. There's also a shrine down here that you can grab right beside where you land so that you can respawn down here. But this is a pretty difficult boss fight depending on how much you've leveled up. But you're going to have to fight the Mad Tiger. You guys can see that he's pretty wild. But you shouldn't have too much of a problem once you get used to him. His attacks are pretty easy to memorize, so you shouldn't struggle too bad. But really all you need to do to finish the quest is defeat this guy. So you'll see once you defeat him, you'll be able to get your reward. There's also a chest down here that you can grab. But this is going to be how to complete the Old-Rattle Drum Quest here in Black Myth Wukong. Hopefully this video helps some of you guys out. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.